the one thing that
Do we have a TNA correspondent?
Us?
We need a correspondent.
The one thing that I want to stress to TNA, and I know this most recent bout of nostalgia was Dreamer's idea, at least I think from what I gather. But in TNA, I want you to listen real close. And at least process what I'm about to tell you. For the love of God, whoever you worship, of all that is holy, stop relying on nostalgia and other people's original ideas to put on your program and to promote. Okay, we know you can't come up with something of your own, and you have to just keep diving back into the past for all of your crap. And you're not going to stand out that way. You're just going to be the Nostalgia Channel, Nostalgia Wrestling TV. You know, that's why there's WWE On Demand.
I mean, you know, everybody gave Jeff Jarrett a lot of crap when he was in charge of everything. But it was a wrestling promotion. It wasn't anything more or less than a wrestling promotion. Now it's basically WWE circa 1999. No, not even. WCW. Circa like 2000.
And every chance
You've
you
got
get,
the same people that they had with a few of the WWE guys who probably don't completely like their job that much, but they understand they're getting paid money and they don't really have to travel. So they're not complaining.
and every last minute of airtime you have is spent on bashing the other company.
Ignore them.
You're trying to you come across like an attention whore. You want attention so much, and that's all you're doing. Just shooting on the other company with every person you bring in that used to work for him. Even if they left on good terms, you want them to say something negative, and it doesn't work.
You know,
Does not work.
that goes back even further, because every time I saw, like, when they had BG James teamed up with Kip James and
With the Voodoo Kin Mafia, or even before that, James Gang.
yeah, every time I saw that, I wanted to see what was up on WWE, because yeah, that's where that gimmick started.
It's a good point. You're giving them the other promotion.
It's like I wanted to go watch WWE Classics on demand over at his house when he had it.
You're giving the other guys more promotion. You're advertising for them. That's all you're doing. You're taking it away from yourself.
Damn, I'm tired.
I mean, that's what you're doing. And you have really good homegrown guys, but you're not using them to the fullest extent. You know, you brought in Hogan and Bischoff, and you're okay. This is gonna be the new TNA. We're gonna do things right, but then you
keep
like
Vince Russo.
Like he said, you're
How
doing
did they pull that off? How could Hogan's ego allow him to work with Vince Russo?
Who knows? But you fill up your main event with people from that aren't your own guys.
Hogan's friends?
Hogan's friends, and
Well, some of them were their guys. They were just not homegrown. Like Samoa Joe is a product of the independents. His big break was TNA.
yeah.
AJ Styles, his big break was TNA. I mean, yeah, you could say both. They wrestled in Ring of Honor too, but until recently, Ring of Honor was pretty much independent. Like now, at least they've got like that Ring of Honor show on HDNet.
They're like the new ECW.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, they are.
And TNA is like the new WCW. It really is.
Damn.
Oh, and
I bet ICP's a little bit pissed off. They liked being the third biggest company.
Now they're the
Or
fourth.
the second biggest company.
Now they're the
were
fourth.
they ever really?
Yeah, when WWE bought everything else, before there was TNA, JCW was essentially the second biggest company in existence.
Well, what qualifies you to be in that spot? Do you need a TV program? Do you need to be...
Yes, television time is essential.
A
been
large
proven.
enough fan base that you could travel pretty much all over the place.
But television is
And
essential.
they did. They did travel. They did a traveling wrestling show where they took it out of, like, one of the regions or territories.
And speaking of which, I know you wanted to mention something about how they're, a lot of wrestlers feel they're one of the best promotions to work for.
Well, Terry Funk did say it in his book that he felt that they were fantastic to work for. They paid well. They respected the talent a lot more than some other promotions or most promotions. They basically were good guys to work for. That's what he said. And he also complimented their booking skills and how they knew how to book matches. I think he even said Vince McMahon could learn a lot from these guys. With their merchandising
That'll be the
savvy
day.
and whatnot.
Hmm?
That'll be the day.
Uh,
And
Could JCW
the
ever
new
be the number
WWE
one?
booking team of Joseph Bruce
And Joey Ulster.
and Joseph Ulster.
Some hustler.
Something like that. I think it's Ustler.
It's German,
Well,
So-
whichever way, I'm sure Shaggy would be pissed off that we mispronounced his last name.
probably. So we're probably.
He'll probably write like another song for, fuck the fucking fuck off fucking motherfucker part 3 aimed at us.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
Man, hell yeah.
We're gonna get dissed in a
Um,
Shaggy Tune-Up song.
Awesome. That's so
the other
awesome.
thing I want to point out is if for the numerous ECW returns, okay, you're bringing back ECW and you're stressing the hardcore, and I think you're missing the point because you seem to think all it is just weapon usage and hardcore in that sense, in the garbage wrestling sense, but the hardcore term didn't just describe that. It was a term to describe that they were hardcore because they had a lot more styles of wrestling to go to. They were hardcore they had lucha, they were hardcore mat wrestling, they were hardcore technical wrestling, they were hardcore, bringing the Japan style, strong style, King's Road. It was hardcore in the sense that they were hardcore about the entirety of wrestling, respecting, all the styles. That's what it meant. It wasn't just like, we're hardcore because I just, brain busted you through a table. It was a term to describe everything, not just weapons or objects. But every time it's brought back, it's like, this is the alternative because, we bleed, 10 tons and we use barbed wire. It's barbed wire. Look, barbed wire. We're hardcore because we care about the quality of the wrestling.
Yeah, but isn't that what WWE kinda did with ECW when they brought it back? They made it a breeding ground for people who were up-and-coming guys.
They did.
They gave people a chance to be on TV.
They didn't. In that vein, they sort of did something like the original ECW by trying to promote newer talent. I'll give them credit for that. But they also kind of...
But the thing is, people shat on it.
Well, they also try to exploit the ECW feel of it. All their matches were no DQ. That's just how it was.
No, but they
tried to
that.
put it into one. Yeah, no, they tried to put it into one entire match and call it Extreme Rules.
Yeah, and then stopped doing the no DQ thing.
So it just became a third WWE show with the name ECW.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, let's just change SmackDown to WCW, and
change the set around. And that's really good.
And we'll make Raw a WWE show, and then we'll get them on two separate networks and have them feud against each other, and basically work it that way, and start an entire wrestling feud with ourselves.
Well, see, that's what they should have done, and that's
really done that.
That's why the brand war doesn't work, because the brand war doesn't work because it's still glaringly obvious that they're still affiliated with your company. If you want it to be a brand war, you have to have it distanced. You have to make it at least seem that they want no part of you, or are of no part of you, but it's not. It's you don't even do that. It's under the same banner. It's not two companies fighting each other, it's two shows fighting each other under the banner of WWE.
And SmackDown is kind of the undercard of it, if you really think about it.
It has the better wrestling, but yeah, that's the undercard of it.
It's because their guys are considered inferior. They're not ready to work on live TV. That's basically what they're saying by promoting on SmackDown. You're not ready for live TV. You might be good, but you're not ready for live television.
That's how the invasion should have happened. You want it to seem like a real invasion. Keep the companies as separate entities. You own them. You make money off them. You control them, but they're separate entities altogether. And sell the illusion of that.
Get rid of WWE entirely. No. Hear me out. You have WCW, you have ECW, right? You have FCW. You know what I'm saying? You've got all these, different wrestling companies, and you just have WWE be like
the company
parent
that
company,
owns
World Wrestling Entertainment.
all these wrestling promotions.
Yeah, it's like they're the big promotion, and these are all their promotions.
How about they get the WWF back?
That's what they ought to fucking
do. That.
I don't
Bring the F back. Get the F in here right now.
I don't know if there's any sum of money they could possibly pay the World Wildlife Fund for that.
No, they actually had the opportunity to get the rights to use it back, and they did nothing.
They should have. I miss WWF.
That's facepalm worthy.
You know what they should do is make WWE the parent company of the WWF.
And WCW and ECW.
Yeah, exactly.
And FCW. And then you have WWE's massive amounts versus this other promotion, TNA.
That's a pretty fantastic idea.
That's a great idea, actually.
Just fund the independents. Basically fund the independents. And just run a promotion.
If you're going to have a fucking monopoly, you might as well have the real thing.
Own everything.
Own literally a bunch of different things. Here's WCW, they're making money for their guys, they're getting rich, they're all getting rich, you're getting even fucking richer. Why? Because you get your big ass cut out of all of that. And more money, more money, more money.
You own
dollar bill, y'all. Gotta get the money.
Maybe it's best not to have one big company be in charge of everything. Maybe they should bring back the territories and run.
Well, yeah, but then that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. That idea has more merit of happening than that does. It's still a fantastical idea that'll probably never come to fruition, but still, it's a good idea.
That you only see these guys in their territories.